I could just say that the story behind Not All Alone, which is basically my part of it, you know, the story of my recovery in the therapeutic community, and that people should know as much as possible about that, how it works on the inside, and what made me sick in the first place. And, you know, my story was an incredible awakening, that I realized that children cannot be guilty for what happens to them. And children carry everything inside.
You're born innocent.
You're born innocent, and anything that horrible that happens to you, and this is to everyone, I love you so much, if you're carrying inside you, thinking that you couldn't be guilty as a child, it's the adult who did what they shouldn't do. And when I realized that, and I realized that my parents had been silly or stupid by sending me to the wrong person when I was a child, and what happened to me, I got complete inner peace. And I do believe that this book, please God, there's 11 wonderful authors in there with me, a lot to do with mental health issues, most of us, I think. There's a Holocaust survivor in it, and he's in his 90s.
Right, so this book
is incredible.
Has it been published yet?
It's coming out the 1st of October. It's called Simply Amazing, and hopefully I'll be doing talks at Waterstone, because I'm the only English author. The rest are all in America.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's been created by Casey Armstrong of World Most Amazing People.
Right.
And I'm very, very proud to be involved in it, because some of the stories are, like I say,
so how many
a Holocaust survivor. 11 authors, and I'm one of them.
And you're one of the 11.
It's an interview that Casey Armstrong did with me about why I got sick, and what happened to me, and why I didn't go downhill when I was in a wheelchair. I created my TV station and decided to go out there and help more people.
Yes, again, because being in a wheelchair can be, especially if you suddenly find yourself in a wheelchair.
Overnight.
Overnight. Oh, yes, overnight.
I just lost Dad. Family cut me off, and I could not do anything. I was stuck in a wheelchair for 4 months, and if that doesn't drive you completely crazy, if that doesn't really push you off the edge,
I'm bad enough if it rains out. So.
Yeah, I'm the same actually.
Yeah.
I don't think there's many people that do actually like being out in the rain.
And you know what I did? Because we didn't have any neighbours that came in at all, and I'm sorry about the community, but I pushed the wheelchair outside and I went around the neighbourhood and introduced myself to everyone and asked them to come in, because that's the kind of person I am.
So this book
I believe
is going
in connecting.
to be out in the book in all good bookstores.
Well, it will be coming out in America in a big way. They've got to sell 8,000 books, and if they sell 8,000 books and there's 11 authors, then we all become New York bestsellers.
Right.
So my job is to sell it in England, and there will be an ISBN coming out soon. I'm waiting for it, because obviously Waterstones, I think, are the biggest store here in the UK, but I'll be putting it around everywhere.
Is it Waterstones that's in Kirkcaldy? I can't remember what it is.
I don't know. I
think there is. I believe there is a Waterstones in Kirkcaldy. I might have actually passed it when I've been walking up and down the street.
But I'm not sure what's going to happen, because the publishers are doing a lot in America, and Casey Armstrong's getting standing ovations when he talks about the book and what's in it. It's going to be the next Chicken Soup for the Soul. That's what we're hoping.
Right, so
it's
this
all
book,
positive
we're just trying to get about where can we get this book when it comes out? Will it be
you'll have to.
Online, or
if you contact me, I'm going to give my email. It's Laurene with an E at movingontv.uk. That's the best way to get in touch with me.
Now I will put your details on our Facebook page
as
well, so that anybody wants to find out more about it or see yourself, and we'll put a link to your Facebook.
And the song, everything's connected. And if you want to support us, sponsor us, anything, we need people to help us to buy the link. If you want to be part of it, if you want to sing on the video, we'll add you on. Anybody, we're just looking to make this a huge positive noise, so to speak.
We're also
in the whole of,
we're also eventually looking to do live performances as well, because as we mentioned earlier on, Lauren has just made some more amazing more songs anyway, so to add to our compilation list, we're actually encompassing more, about 3 or 4 more songs to sort of make an album anyway. So we will eventually be doing some street performances as well, so please come along, and we'd love to.
We're recording Not All Alone in a studio here in Kirkcaldy, isn't it?
Yes.
We're recording Remaining Broken Hearted, which is our second rock number. And so we've got, so please God, Sarah's Hope will be out there giving people hope.
I'm going to say thank you for coming along.
Thank you so much, Mark. Yeah, we've got to go
and we will put that stuff on Facebook. We will put all that information on Facebook.
Brilliant.
Facebook
and then you can send that to me and I will social media it everywhere.
Yeah. And thank you very much for having us, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
And thank you everyone for listening to us as well.
Thank you everyone on Facebook Live as well. So you're doing this journey with us, so we're looking forward to when the book comes out, as I say. Thank you so much, Mark, and take care everyone. Say bye.
You're always on my mind, circling round my brain. It happens all the time. I try to follow all the cycles of the night, up and down the feelings go. I know it is right. There with you we're together, not all alone. There we were together.
Thank you, Mark. The idea of the song itself is the character that I play. I look dreadfully awful dressed as a goth, by the way, because I look entirely different in real life when myself acting. Colour. It is absolutely, so the better colour, I may add. And so playing the part of the gothic image, if you like, because I'm signifying
chick to goth.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm signifying someone who has gone over to the edge of insanity. The reason being is myself being the vocalist for the song is that I've suffered from the bereavement of the boyfriend who's actually committed suicide because he was the victim of crime. And I'm seeing in the actual video itself, seeing ghostly images of him appearing on the gravestone.
On the grave.
So it's signifying in my mind these emotional images, and I can't seem to get him out of my mind. So therefore, again, taking me over to the brink of insanity, I sort of kind of lose control. And there's quite a sort of interesting, out of the 50 video clips we've done for the whole video of the song, I'm having a bit of road rage in my car as well, which is really quite amusing because I actually play the part of someone who's purely just tipped over the edge because I can't get over the death of this ex-boyfriend.
And it keeps turning up his face.
Yes, he keeps appearing in my imagination, so I'm getting kind of ghostly visions and what have you. So then
I think a few people could probably relate to that.
Yes,
definitely.
Absolutely. It's grief, it's bereavement. Yes.
Grief is huge. Grief is a big thing, and it needs to be dealt with properly.
Yes, so this is the idea. It is, yes. And it just signifies the whole idea of mental health, and that through sort of probably halfway through the video towards 3/4 of it is that I gradually see the light, as it were. So I'm dressing up in bright clothes, I'm meeting new friends.
Right. So this is you coming out the other side of it.
Yes, absolutely.
Colours are very
bright
important
colours
for depression.
And
colours
it signifies
are
hope.
Very important.
Yes. Incident, with our band name being Sarah's Hope, so
and then we dance
got a good hook to it.
We do the
playful
thing, and then Sarah goes back to her blonde, her natural colour, and it shows us having fun and going back to being children again with fun. But it's fantastic. What Sarah just said is spot on.
Thank you.
But I want to look more at the symbolism of the words, because it actually does show you the whole mind. We're looking at the mind and how the mind works. So if we look at the thoughts I have of you, you're always on my mind. Circling round my brain. It happens all the time. OCD. OCD. It won't go away, won't go away.
Yeah.
I close my eyes and a vision will appear.
The
So
ghost
again,
vision
he's there
on
all
the
the time.
graveside, yes.
Wish that you were next to me, but you're no longer here. Wish we were together, not all alone. The anger you display, I really cannot take. So we're talking about rage, of loss, of trying to get through, and she can't get through in any way. Want to break the barriers that you and I would make. So it's about trying to get through to people when you have a barrier between you. Well, the barrier here is death, but it's more about the mind. When the mind cannot say the person can't say what they want to say, they can't express themselves, that's a barrier. There'll always
some people
be
have put up barriers themselves, you know,
And
yes,
psychologically.
that's right.
exactly, and but as I say, you do that, and particularly when you have a mental health issue, you isolate.
Yeah.
And all the rage is stuck inside of you. And you can see this character that Anne Sarah's playing is just, you know, I don't know what to do. I can't break these barriers. There's so much rage inside, and I don't know what to do with it. There'll always be a part of you down deep inside. You're in the corners of my heart. You're always on my mind. Wish we were together. I try to follow all the cycles of the night. Up and down the feelings go. I know it isn't right. Bipolar. Up and down, happy, sad, happy, sad.
One extreme or another.
Extremes,
Yes,
yeah. Up and down
definitely.
the feelings go. I know it isn't right. Reaching out to
And it's
touch
just
your
like somebody
love.
can be flicking a switch inside you and you can
Absolutely.
go from
Exactly.
happy
Yeah.
to sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reaching out to touch your love, but emptiness is here. Grief, wish that we were here again. You'll always be there. And then it ends with, I feel the cold, dark night go trembling through my skin. Bar the doors and windows tight so I won't let him in. So it's like, that's it, you know.
It's like keeping out the depression as well.
Keeping everything.
Yeah.
It's like it's coming to an end.
Yes.
It's coming to death. And you can see it, it's in black and white. And then the trees have finally shed their leaves and winter is here. That's death. That's the end. And so our
Again,
love was...
winter's a depressing time. For
Yeah,
Yes,
but
as
it's
well.
a new beginning. So our love will slowly die, and I will shed a tear.
Yeah.
Wish we were together, not all alone. She walks away from the grave, and she starts her life again.
Right.
So
That's
it's in
when
it
she's sort of
starts again.
Coming to terms with what's happened in a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you see, the thing is, this complex needs disorder that we call BPD, it's got every single symptom of every single mental illness in it. So this is a song that represents that. You've got a little bit of agoraphobia, a little bit of depression, a little bit of OCD, a little bit of everything, every single condition. They're not full blown, and that's why it's manageable when you learn how to manage it. It's a bit like Woolworths, where you go and pick a few sweets here, chocolates there. That's what it is. It's a complex needs. So the song Not All Alone is showing you every single mental health issue.
Yes.
And it's showing you in the video how you can manage it.
And what sort of, do you know what sort of percentage of the population suffer with mental health, maybe throughout their lives or at particular points?
Well, do you want me to be honest
got
with
some
you?
statistics there for us?
I think every single person is walking around with a personality disorder.
It's
Every single person.
Yeah.
It's just that when it gets to the level of grief, huge grief, I've known people that have lost people and they've gone to the doctor. Instead of being diagnosed with grief, they've been diagnosed with BPD or borderline or bipolar, which are completely different conditions.
Yes.
So I would say that everyone is walking around with it because we're living in such a stressful world, and people
yes.
are being shocked all over the place to some extent, because you see with this condition, you know the characters, and I do a show called How to Stay Sane in a Crazy World, and I talk about the martyr that we have inside of us. I talk about the whinger that we have inside of us, and I characterize them as with my acting. I always say, do you have a whinger that you know? Do you have someone who's a martyr?
Okay, I'm sorry to stop
Sorry.
you just there, but we
Okay.
need to go to another tune.
Okay, so it's just full blown. It gets out of control, and that's what this condition is.
Were you going to like this next song?
Thank
'Cause
you.
It's Madonna and
Okay.
Frozen.
So passionate. I'm actually going in a book in America called Simply Amazing. My story is going in there because I want to shout it from the rooftops that there is a service on our beautiful NHS that I'm so proud of, and we're all very proud to have. It's free, guys. And you know what, when I ask someone, do you know what a therapeutic community is, they'll go blank. Nobody knows it even exists. So I'm here to tell you that if you know anyone, one of your colleagues or your friends or your family or yourself, and they've given you that label, borderline personality disorder, be as lucky as I was and ask your doctor. They told me, because I wouldn't take medication, ask them, can I please try what Lauren tried, a therapeutic community? And that's where the money needs to go, not into a huge amount of drugs that are making people sicker, but into therapeutic communities. And I'm very passionate about it. And I've been trying to do this for 7 years, and I can't even get on the one show. So if anyone is out there, it's just a message to pass on. It's on our NHS. It's not a secret. It's a secret that everyone should know. Thank you.
Yeah. Well done, Lauren.
I think that
got
really
into that
explains
area,
it,
didn't you?
more or less, yeah. In a nutshell, what everything.
Very fortunate, I do have some experience of mental health issues, having been a...
Oh, and it's not bipolar.
I do as well.
But
It's not bipolar.
I have to say, what I found from my experience on mental health issues, it was very much an out of sight, out of mind issue. And the facility
is that if we keep persevering with such a positive message, people need a positive message, and my book is coming out. As I say, I'm coming out in the book called Simply Amazing, with another 11 authors.
Not all alone.